In writing Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Celine Sciamma talks about writing scenes in two main categories, that is need and desire. The desire of the writer speaks to having wants and desires for ideas in a scene when screenwriting. In her own words, she'd say that you try to build a story by crafting an architecture of desires that make the narrative of the film. The need is often how we build the bridge between our different desires that we craft in a screenplay. Oftentimes these desires speak to a point of impact in the story. They work as a navigation tool to the scenes for which you created the story. These are the sparks of inspiration in the writing. They often need no explanation as to why they came to mind. They just happened, oftentimes. For Sciamma in Portrait of a Lady on Fire, an example of a desired scene would be the one wherein one of our main characters is actually set on fire. The need, on the other hand, speaks to the scenes that build the logical skeleton of the narrative. These scenes often connect the separate desired scenes together. They work as a kind of bridge. These are the scenes you have to write. These are very simple scenes, in fact. For instance, the scene where the mother meets the painter, or the scene wherein the maid gets her abortion. With this in mind, Sciamma's approach to writing seems quite radical. Sciamma focuses on turning the needs into desires every single scene. Rule being that every single scene should be left desired and not needed, or at least from the writer's perspective. You have to want every scene in your screenplay. Another part of Sciamma's radical approach is eradicating all of the needed scenes altogether. You cut out all of the boring bits in a story. Often these are times when characters get from one place to another. You destroy that bridge, and what you're left with is a kind of narrative ellipsis that even Ozu would use in his scenes, in his stories. This opens you up to new explorations and new experimentation in writing.
But I wanted to make to take the bonfire scene also because, well, it kind of embodies the kind of thing I've been telling you. Like, you see, like the initial desires, these women singing in the night to an unknown tune. The character actually set on fire. The fact that there is no bridges between these two scenes, it's just this hand thing, and it's another day, but we don't need it. We're trying not to use this. Not bad. So when you put so much desire into a scene, you also have a strong anticipation of the moment of shooting it, especially intimate scenes. You want it to go smoothly, to share with your cast, care for your cast. That day came. First, we did the very long traveling by the sea with their hands touching, and then Eloise disappears and you find her in the grotto. We had trouble finding the right way to do it. We lost an hour. So when we began shooting the kissing scene, I only had 15 minutes ahead of me because the water was rising and strong waves were already coming out of it. So the shooting of this intimate scene became 5 takes in a row, with me basically shouting at the actors from the distance, being totally frustrated, with strong waves coming closer. Reality hits you hard in the process of shooting a film. It's about compromising, so knowing your priorities. That's why you must take writing so seriously, be radical in screenwriting, because if you are radical with your desires in the scene, nothing will take it away, and you will always be ready for the rising tide.